What will the 2023 Colorado Buffaloes look like? Coach Deion Sanders has brought in over 40 transfers and class of 2023 high school signees. Now let's give our best guess on which players from that group will get playing time next season. First up, we're looking at the offensive side of the ball. The Buffalo fans are excited about what head coach Deion Sanders and offensive coordinator Sean Lewis can do to improve what has been a rough spot for Colorado in the recent years. Before we move on, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. We only need 13 more subscribers to hit 1,000 subscribers. So go ahead and smash that button. Do we need a crystal ball, or do we all know that Shedeur Sanders will be starting at quarterback? It's a no-brainer. Shedeur Sanders will be lining up as the starting quarterback next year for the Buffaloes, giving them the most talent option at quarterback since Steven Montez. The only question is, who will his backup be? I expect the Buffaloes to pick up a veteran backup during the post-spring transfer period. In 2 seasons at Jackson State University, Sanders threw for 6,963 yards, 70 touchdowns, and only 14 interceptions. He added 9 rushing touchdowns, including 6 this past season. In 2022, he ranked 3rd in the FCS in passing touchdowns with 40, and 4th in passing yards with 3,732, and completion percentage of 70.6%. The Buffaloes are going to have a committee of backs carrying the rock next season. Deion Smith, Anthony Hankerson, and freshman Dylan Edwards will all be involved. But Kentucky transfer Kavosiey Smoke will be first up. Smoke has shown big play potential and the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, as well as being a willing blocker. Over 5 seasons with the Wildcats, the 5'9", 209-pound Smoke carried the ball 291 times for 1,583 yards, ranks 21st on UK's carrier rushing list, and 13 touchdowns, while averaging 5.4 yards per carry, which also ranked in the top 10 in school's history. The first player from last year's squad to be featured is wide receiver Montana Lemonious Craig. MLC has shown some big playability in his first 2 years at Colorado and will be a reliable target for Shedeur Sanders. MLC played in 25 career games, starting in 12. He had 33 receptions for 483 yards and 5 touchdowns in his career. Jimmy Horn Jr., a transfer out of USF, will be an explosive addition to the Colorado's roster next season. The 5'10", 175-pound speedster will return kicks, get some carries on jet sweeps, and will be able to take the top off on any defense on next year's schedule. Horn is a first-team All-AAC receiver. He had 37 catches for 551 yards and 5 total touchdowns in 2022. He also averages 29.9 yards per kick return, including an 89-yard touchdown versus BYU. Next on the list is Jordan Tyson. Tyson's season was cut short last year after suffering a lower leg injury on November the 6th against Oregon. If he is able to come back healthy, he will hold down the other starting spot on the outside. Tyson exploded onto the scene last season and will only get better with a talented quarterback slinging him the ball. Last season, Tyson had 22 catches for 470 yards and 4 touchdowns, leading the Colorados in each category. He averaged 21.4 yards per catch and the 3rd best single season average in Colorado history for a receiver who caught at least 20 passes. Seydou Traore brings a receiver element to the tight end position that the Buffaloes have not seen around here for a long time. The 6'4", 210-pound freak will force defense to defend the middle of the field next season. In the 2 seasons at Arkansas State, he had 62 catches for 752 yards and 4 touchdowns. Savion Washington might be a transfer player that I am most excited about. Skilled players are fun, but games are won in the trenches, and Washington is a hog molly with a capital H. Standing at 6'8" and 320 pounds, Mount Washington will be a valuable piece in the rebuilding of the offensive line. Tyler Brown brings another big body to the table as the junior guard stands 6'3" and 320 pounds. Last year at Jackson State, Brown was the first team All-SWAC and FCS All-American and received HBCU All-American honors. This is more than enough to put him in line for playing time at Colorado. Van Wells was named a freshman All-American by Pro Football Focus last year. After spending the first few games on the bench, Wells took over the center position and never relinquished it. Wells has already been seen practicing snaps during workouts with Shedeur Sanders. Landon Beebe is making a big jump going from Minnesota State to Colorado, but Beebe is a former All-Missouri Valley Football Conference performer and was a captain with the Bears. Deion Sanders is known to look for smart, tough, and disciplined players. Beebe fits the bill. Gerard Christian Lichhan started the last 8 games of the season last year and only allowed 2 sacks all season. With Tank standing at 6'10" and 315 pounds, the Buffaloes will roll out a duo that could help on the gridiron or on the hardwood. And finally, we have our kicker, Alejandro Meta. Alejandro followed Coach Prime from JSU and will be lining up to attempt kicks for the Buffaloes next season. The battle between him and fellow transfer Jace Feely will be one to watch in the offseason. But I believe that Sanders is more familiar with Meta and he will be the starting kicker. Now, I did my research on Alejandro. He played all 13 games as a freshman at Jackson State University in 2022. He hit 12 of 13 field goals and 50 of 51 extra points, totaling 86 points for that season. He has also won honors and awards, and I think Coach Sanders has his kicker. Let me know down below what you think of the starting offensive line, and do you think there may be some changes? Hey, we never know. Until next time, have a nice day. Also, don't forget to please like and subscribe.